Why we go through difficulties, why we go through hardships, is we're being tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We're being tested by Allah. And this trains us and it disciplines us. And everything that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if it's good at all times, is it really a test? It's always good. You go out and you buy a new car every 2-3 months. Bentley today, Rolls next month, Ferrari. You change it up. It doesn't become really a test for you. But when you go through difficulties, that tests your faith. When the problem comes, is what they say, a rida, to be pleased with it. When something happens, a calamity happens, calamity strikes, the highest form is the rida, to be pleased with it. Then next you have to have sabr, and then obviously we have to have sabr. I'm going to tell you a story that happened to a brother in Saudi Arabia. As you know, if you've been to Saudi Arabia, they have big families, mashallah, tabarakallah. How many kids do they have each family? 8, 10, it's normal. So 8, 10 children, mashallah. So this brother in particular, he had like 4 or 5 daughters and 5 sons, and his wife. They're driving down the road, obviously had 2 cars, and they put his son they were in the pickup truck in front of him. As they're driving, they were going through an intersection on the way. A big tractor trailer, semi-truck, comes flying through the intersection, doesn't stop, hits his sons in front of his eyes. Totally destroys the car, there's nothing left. Just completely totaled. When you see the car, he said, I knew immediately that all of his sons, all 5 of them, had just died in front of his eyes. What did he do? So the brother stopped on the side of the road, time of patience, went out and he made sujood shukr. Prostrate for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Being thankful. Not because he's happy his sons died, he's devastated. But he's happy with the qadr. He said, because there's nothing, you can't change it. Khalas, they're gone, they're gone. So he said he knows this is a super test. So he said the best way for me to get a reward for this now is to put my head down and say, Alhamdulillah, what you've chosen from Allah, I'm happy for it. Even though I'm hurt. Because it's natural. The Prophet ﷺ, he cried when his son died. And the people were surprised. He said this is something Allah puts in the heart of the believer, something normal. But alhamdulillah, we have to say what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has chosen for us. If you guys heard the story of our brother recently, the doctor Tawfiq, who his children were burnt in the house and his wife was burnt in this mistaken identity case. Tragic. But if you heard him talk, and things, he's not a lecturer. He's never talked before. This is the first time he's ever talked because he had to talk. Even I was listening to it because we had a problem in our masjid in Ireland where I was in the center. The same talk show, we were on there and he was on there before us. And so I'm listening to the guy and I was like, whew. The non-Muslims are calling in like, what type of belief is this? And he said, this is our belief. If something happens, so we say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. He started to explain it really, really deep. So the guy lost his wife and his 3 children. It's all gone, just like that. And if you guys remind me later, I have some pictures on my phone. I met him in a conference in Dublin about the revival of the Quran. He showed me from the miracles, subhanAllah. The house was burnt down. The masahif of his 2 sons and his wife's Quran were not touched by the fire. And it's amazing. I have the pictures of them actually. So you could smell the burnt. There's a few little burnt marks here and there. You could smell it. You could see it. SubhanAllah. I took some pictures of it. It's absolutely amazing. SubhanAllah. So the thing is that, and what can you do to change that? That's a high level of iman. But when you realize that everything comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, how does it affect you? Because the difficulties we go through in life is difficult. You're here to be tested. Life is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Everything's going to be easy. You just go into school, you don't study, you get all A stars, mashallah, tabarakallah. You get the best job, you have the best car, the best wives, all of this, mashallah. You get all this good from the dunya. It doesn't happen like that. It's difficult. You're going to be tested, you're going to go through difficulty. But when you know everything is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, say alhamdulillah. When the non-Muslims, when something bad happens, what do? They look up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they say, why me? Why are you doing this to me? A'udhu billah, a Muslim, there's no way we could do this. It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, alhamdulillah. We never know where the good is. So this type of iman has a big effect because a lot of the things when we're talking about purifying the soul, it's not just about dhikr and reading the Quran and salat and hajj and siyam and all this and everything's going to be grand. No, you're going to go through some difficulties. A lot of the problems it comes between us and purifying the soul, it's emotional stress. The stress of daily life that we're going through, we don't know how to deal with it. When you get down your iman with the qadr, you get it down properly, alhamdulillah, it makes it all easy.
Please don't forget to like us and share us on the Digital Mimbar Facebook and Twitter. Please also subscribe to the Digital Mimbar YouTube channel in the links below.